Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. Good morning, Charm TV. The Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City proceedings will now begin. Please take this opportunity to turn off or mute all electronic devices. The board is now in session. Of note, Chairman Matriciani is excused today, so Commissioner Templeton will be serving as the chair. Mr. Chairman, the first item on the docket is the adoption of the agency's 2024 alcoholic beverages rules and regulations and the 2024 adult entertainment regulations. We'll start with the alcoholic beverages rules and regulations. As I mentioned before, there are copies of the version under consideration by the board in the back of the room. Section 12-210 of the Maryland Alcohol and Cannabis article requires the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City to adopt regulations at least once every 5 years. Prior to adopting the regulations, the board must provide a period of at least 30 days for public comment, and the city solicitor must review the regulations to ensure that they comply with the authority granted to the board by the state. Mr. Chair, we have met these requirements. The draft regulations were posted online twice. The first time they were posted in June 2023, and the second time they were posted was March 18th, 2024. In both instances, public comment was solicited for 30 days or more. The board did receive and incorporate comments during both periods. The city solicitor's office did review the draft regulations to ensure they complied with the authority granted the board within the law. Mr. Chair, at this time, the board has the authority to vote on the 2024 alcoholic beverages rules and regulations.
Thank you. At this time, we'll ask anyone who wishes to provide public comment on the alcoholic beverage rules or regulations to come forward now. Anyone would like to provide comment? No? Okay, seeing no testimony, we'll proceed to adoption. We will hold a roll call vote. Deputy Executive Secretary, would you proceed, please?
Chairman Templeton, how do you vote?
Based on the two opportunities for the public comment, the edits completed based on feedback, the consultation of both Baltimore City Law Department and the Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2024 alcoholic beverage rules and regulations.
Commissioner Reisinger, how do you vote?
Yes, based upon the two opportunities for public comment, the edits completed based on feedback, the consultation of both Baltimore City Law Department and Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2024 alcoholic beverage rules and regulations.
Commissioner Jones, how do you vote?
Based upon the two opportunities for public comment, ethics-based, I'm sorry, I'm on now?
Yes.
I'll start all over. Based upon the two opportunities for public comment, ethics completed based on feedback, the consultations of both the Baltimore City Law Department and the Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2024 alcoholic beverage rules and regulations.
Thank you, sir. With a unanimous vote, the alcoholic beverages rules and regulations are adopted. The adopted version of these rules and regulations will be published today and will go into effect Friday, May 3rd, 2024. Mr. Chairman, we will now proceed with the adoption of the agency's 2024 adult entertainment regulations. Again, there are copies at the back of the room. Article 15, Section 1-3 of the Baltimore City Code and Section 4-301 of the General Provisions Article provided the requirements that had to be met in order for the adult entertainment regulations to be adopted. Notably, the Law Department and Legislative Reference had to approve of the final version of the regulations. They had to be formatted in a way that complied with the city's Administrative Procedures Act. They had to be published in the Code of Baltimore Regulations Annotated Register, also known as COBRA, and notice of this hearing had to be published at least 15 days prior to the hearing. Mr. Chairman, we have met all of these requirements. The draft regulations were published in COBRA on March 15th. The board also published them on their website and included them in the newsletter distributed on March 18th, as well as the date of the hearing. Mr. Chair, at this time, the board has the authority to vote on the 2024 adult entertainment regulations.
Thank you. At this time, we'll ask anyone who wishes to provide public comment on the adult entertainment regulations to come forward now. No comment? Seeing no other testimony, we'll proceed to adoption. We'll hold a roll call vote. Deputy Executive Secretary.
Chairman Templeton, how do you vote?
Based on the compliance with the public comment period and notice provisions, as well as approval of both the Baltimore City Law Department and the Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2004 Adult Entertainment Regulations.
Commissioner Reisinger, how do you vote?
Based upon the compliance and the public comment period and notice provisions, as well as the approval of both the Baltimore City Law Department and Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2024 Adult Entertainment Regulations.
Commissioner Jones, how do you vote?
Based upon the compliance with public comment period and notice provision, as well as the approval of both the Baltimore City Law Department and Department of Legislative Reference, I vote to approve the 2024 Adult Entertainment Regulation.
With a unanimous vote, the adult entertainment regulations are adopted. The adopted version of these rules and regulations will be published today and will go into effect Friday, May 3rd.
Although there were no comments and no feedback today, there were comments and there were a lot of feedback that happened prior to today. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone that provided any feedback during this process. Your participation allowed us to develop comprehensive regulations that make sense and provide a framework to a process that's fair and transparent. I would also like to thank the staff of the Law Department, notably Ms. Michelle Toth and Elena DiPricio, as well as the staff of the Department of Legislative Reference, Andrew Daugherty and Ben Guthorn, for all of your hard work and expertise through this process. Thank you, guys.
And we will move into the new licenses, transfers, and expansions. First case, Palance Roadie Shop and Bar, LLC, 2031 East Fairmount Avenue. Application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of alcoholic beverages and cannabis article, Section 12-903, little c, 2, little I, requiring $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 51% of food sales, and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, but no more than 150 individuals. Please come forward.
Abraham Hurdle on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Mr. Hurdle.
If I may proffer, this is a location that previously had a B license. There have been some significant issues in transferring it due to issues with the previous buyer or seller. It's just one of those complicated situations that arise. Ultimately, we made the decision, given the timing, they're ready to open probably in the next couple of weeks, to apply for a new B license. I do have the final, as opposed to the draft version of the Melnick appraisal. I'll present that to the board. I have copies for everyone. I do actually have a copy as well for Ms. Stacy. That appraisal indicates that the amount of capital expenditure is in excess of the $500,000. They do have 75 seats. We also have a copy of the MOU that was previously signed with the Community Association upon our previous application, which looks to be about a year ago.
I got it.
We would ask that that MOU be incorporated into any approval that the liquor board have, as it's already been agreed to and anticipated that we would follow those rules and regulations of the liquor board.
Any questions from commissioners?
No questions.
None?
Okay. Based on the application materials, the proffer made by council today, the evidence that was admitted today, including the MOU, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, restaurant license, subject to the MOU that has been signed as provided, enforceable by law.
Yes, based on material and proffer from the attorney, and subject to the MOU, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license.
Based on the application filed and proffered by the attorney, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license. Also, the memorandum of understanding is enforced with that approval.
Thank you very much. Ms. Russell?
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, 63 photos, 2, capital investment, and 3, MOU.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Union Craft Brewing, 1700 West 41st Street. Application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of alcoholic beverages and cannabis Article 12-1603, little c, 1, 2, little I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Adam Benesh, who's to my right, joined by Mr. Bauer behind me, and my magician's assistant, Jacqueline Miller, who's keeping me organized. So I'm grateful. Before I proceed, I just want to say congratulations to you, Commissioner Ironman, starting your 18th season with the Liquor Board. So it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the applicant going to testify today? Or not?
I don't believe so. I'll go
Okay.
ahead and make a proffer. Mr. Benesh, at this point, is almost the godfather of Baltimore brewing. Hugh Sisson has pulled back a little bit with Heavy Seas, so he was one of the pioneers of the modern craft brewing industry here in Baltimore. They have had a kitchen for a couple of years now. I'll give you a copy of the menu if it wasn't previously put into evidence.
It may be in here. Hold on one second.
Okay, yeah, I'm told it is.
Okay.
And I believe the budget also is already in evidence. There is seating for over 400 patrons, is that right, or is it 200?
200 inside.
And that's Mr. Benesh, so we'll go ahead and swear him in if that is necessary.
You raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
So a brewery, as you know, is an enormously expensive proposition, millions of dollars in equipment. So it was quite frankly easy to put together a budget for $200,000 in kitchen build-out and equipment. They have a menu that is, it's a lot of pub grub, a lot of Bankered sausages, heavy on that. And it's very popular. They are hitting their mark as far as over 50% food. All of these build-outs were done in the last couple of years, so they are fresh. And they are excited to be able to acquire a restaurant license and therefore being able to serve wine and spirits.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the concept? I know it's a brewery, but how does
Yes,
it
it's a
work together?
brewery, and it's, well, for lack of a better term, it's an adults amusement park, because you've got the brewery, you've got the food component, you've got a large outdoor component, you have a spirits company, a distillery right next door that's a tenant, Baltimore Spirits. And so they would now be able to serve these local distilled drinks as well. It's quite a footprint. I mean, it's over,
Our space is about 50,000 square feet.
Okay.
and how many parking spots do you have, Mr.
There's a
Benesh?
little over 200 parking spots.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's, where it's at is not smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood or anything. It's all former industrial, so there's never been, in fact, they've had a Class D license for well over a decade now.
In this location, we've been there just over 5 years.
Right, and then years before, never had any kind of incompliance whatsoever. Never served a minor, never noise complaints, anything like that. They've been incredible neighbors, and they look forward to continuing to serve food, this time adding wine and spirits.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission?
Yes, do you have any kind of security?
Yes, we
Training
have,
or-
and for any event, we have third-party security, and then we also have, within our internal staff, people trained for security for non-event days.
Okay.
With the potential for a lot of participants, I'm talking about egress, vehicles coming in and out. How do you handle that? Is that easy? Do you control that when it gets heavy, or
Yeah.
some insight, please?
Again, we have a large space. The overall property that we sit on is about 10 acres. Outside of that Medfield neighborhood and with a large parking lot and our own dedicated driveway, we have not had issues with easement coming in and out.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Good, all right. Based on the proffer by council, application materials, statements made by the applicant, evidence that's already been admitted, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and also the request for live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application file, profit given by the attorney, I also approve the application for a Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverage.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Ms.
luck.
Russell.
No exhibits for the record.
Casbar, 316 North Charles Street, application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of alcoholic beverages and cannabis article, Section 12-1603, little c, 1, 2 little I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting live entertainment and off-premises catering. Please come forward.
Morning, Ms. Kudensky.
Good morning. For the record, Melvin J. Kudensky, representing the applicant in this case. This is really a redo. The Casbar had a license there for a number of years, and after COVID and everything, it was closed for a little while, and then, of course, the license expires, they're reapplying. Mr. Kidner has another Casbar in Howard County. He's done very well. I don't know if anybody's been out there. I haven't seen any pictures of you guys out there, but it'd be nice. At this point here, I'd submit a appraisal for Mr. Melnick showing $917,000 capital investment, and the place shows very well. It's in 300 block of Charleston Road, next to a couple doors down from my office. So I could probably stop by there once in a while when they have specials only. In addition to that, they have a menu that I'm going to submit. That's the same menu that's in Howard County. I've eaten there, so I can indicate that it's very good. And it has upstairs and downstairs. They had the live entertainment they had before is the same thing on that now. Was for those that are aficionados, belly dancing. You know, because Mr. Kenner's from Turkey, so they had belly dancers. So based on everybody be alcohol certified, they'd be a nice addition to the block after it was closed. Have the same floor plan that was submitted with the application. I'll just give another one showing the seats, about 160 people on both floors. That'd be the sum and substance of the proffer.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Any questions from the commissioners?
You say you have belly dancers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you have security?
Not now, but they don't have belly dancers all the time, just like on Fridays, and it's not like all night. And I don't know whether, I guess some of you, I know the chairman not, but I mean, when they used to have the place down on Broadway, they had the belly dancers. They used to have them there every night across from Jimmy's Restaurant. That was a real hot spot, but they don't.
Wasn't aware of that, but go ahead.
I was there when I was old enough to drink, but I was bashful at the time.
Commissioner, any questions?
No question.
Okay, based on the proffer made by council, the application materials, also the evidence that was admitted today, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and off-premises catering.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also notice there's no letter of opposition. I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and also the request for live entertainment and off-premise catering.
Based on the application file and the proffer given by the attorney, I also approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license requesting live entertainment and off-premise catering.
Good luck on this location.
Good luck.
Ms. Russell?
Like all exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, capital investment. 2, menu. 3, floor plan.
Land of Kush, 801 North Chester Street, application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Articles, Section 12-603, little c, 1, 2, little I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. Requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages, please come forward.
For the record, again, Melvin J. Kanansky representing the applicant. This is an application for a new license on Chester Street. Mr. Okoro bought the property. He had done a fair amount of renovations in there, got some zoning approval for it, and he's a former licensee. He had a place on Lexington Street for a few years that was approved, and he's developing this piece of property. And I'll submit the capital investment showing that it's well over the amount. And in the menu, I don't think, no belly dancing here. No belly dancing, right?
No.
Okay. Not yet, okay. And a copy of the proposed menu.
Thank you.
He is familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board in that he has been, he was a prior licensee, and will make sure all his people who serve alcoholic beverages will be alcohol certified.
I've always heard good things about Land of Kush, so I have no questions. Any other questions from the commissioners?
None.
No, Mr. Chair.
Yes, based on the application materials, the proffer made by council, evidence that was entered today, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application filed, proffered by the attorney, also materials passed out by the attorney, I also approve the application for a Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. Good luck to you.
That's good luck. All right, Ms. Russell.
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, capital investment. Board Exhibit 2, menu.
New Rex Liquors, 4637 York Road. Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, application to transfer ownership, please come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning, J.U. representing the applicants, Ms. Perrier and Mr. Richardson.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Yu. Are your applicants going to testify today, or are you going to proffer?
If I may proffer.
Oh, that's great. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is a request for a transfer of a Class A liquor license located at 4637 York Road, trading as New Rex Liquors. Ms. Perrier will be the 100% owner and authorized member, and Mr. Richardson is the city resident agent who will be on the license. Ms. Perrier has underwent the alcohol awareness training, and she and Mr. Richardson are both familiar with the rules and regulations, and both are persons of good moral characters. Ms. Perrier has had a meeting with the community, and we had a meeting last Monday, and I believe it was Wednesday night that we finally came to a agreement on the MOU. I circulated this morning via DocuSign. My client has signed it, but the community has not signed yet. So I'll follow up on it, and once it's fully executed, I will submit a copy to the liquor board and to the councilman's office as well.
And this is York Road Partnership?
Yes.
Did anyone come here from York Road Partnership? No? Okay. Good. And your client is okay being held to this MOU?
Yes.
Okay.
She has signed it.
She'll sign it. Anything else?
No further.
Okay. Any questions from the
No
commissioners?
questions.
None.
Okay. Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, the evidence that was entered, and subject to the MOU once signed as enforceable by law, I vote to approve this Class A beer, wine, and liquor, this application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, subject to the MOU. I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of the A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on the application filed and MOU presented today, which will be part of this agreement, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Thank you so much. Good luck with you on this, Ms. Russell.
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, alcohol awareness certification. Board Exhibit 2, MOU.
Easy Like Sunday, 1606 Whetstone Way, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service. Requesting off-premises catering, please come forward.
Good morning again, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant. This is Antonios Kokolis. I'd be happy to proffer.
That's great. Go ahead.
All right, I've got some menus here I want to tell you a little bit about Mr. Kokolis. I like to think he was born in a restaurant. He's a Greek-American. He's been working in his parents' restaurant since he was 7 years old, so that's 24 years in the restaurant industry. He grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, where his parents owned a place called Marino's for what looks like 42 years, a place called Milano's, an Italian restaurant, and a place called The Library Tavern. Two of them had liquor licenses. He grew up understanding hospitality, understanding alcohol management. He is professionally trained as a chef with Johnson & Wales, which he did his schooling in Charlotte, North Carolina, and worked in Charlotte, North Carolina thereafter, doing restaurants as well there, and alcohol and hospitality management. His parents, nor did he ever have any problems with the Alcoholic Beverage Commission in the Commonwealth of Virginia or in North Carolina. He has already opened Easy Like Sunday, breakfast-heavy establishment in Cross Keys, and he here today is looking to take over the former, it's been a few things, at 1606 Whetstone Way. What was it? Yeah, it was Green Turtle location down in the shopping center there on Fort. And he's pretty excited about the transfer. I'm going to go ahead, just so we can keep it easier for the file, to go ahead and give you paper copies.
Okay. I gave it to him.
Oh, thank you. All right, and as you can see from the menu, you've got extensive breakfast, from fried chicken sandwiches, brunch burgers, French toast, pancakes, bagels and lox, salad, all sorts of sandwiches, big heavy breakfast and lunch, and an attractive drink list as well, with beer, wine, and cocktails. Mr. Kokolis will ensure that all of his servers are alcohol management trained. He is already trained, and will make sure that the incredible track record that his family's had with respect to being in compliance with all local and state regulations and laws continues in this new venture. And with that, I would submit there's a public need and desire. There'll be a de minimis impact on the existing licensees down there. There'll be de minimis impact on parking, traffic, crime, and convenience. And he looks forward to serving the South Baltimore community.
Thank you, Mr. Fogelman. Any questions from
No
Commissioners?
questions.
None?
Questions? Yeah, good job. Based on the application materials and evidence that was submitted, proffer made by council, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premises catering.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and also the request for off-premise catering.
Based on our application, material passed out by council, also his proffer, I approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premise catering.
Thank you so much, and good luck to you.
Thank you all.
Good luck to you.
Ms. Russell,
Medical exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, menu.
thank you.
Germano's, 300 South High Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Amended application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering. Please come forward.
Good morning. Stephen W. Fogelman. I'm joined here by the applicant, Joshua McLaughlin. Behind him is his father, Benjamin Sudano Jr. So the one day that Chairman Matriciani misses here, we've got these Little Italy folks. He is a fourth-generation Little Italian, but I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to call it. Little Italy resident. Thank you. And grew up in the neighborhood. This is a redo. Mr. Sudano, his father, was previously approved for this license, the former Germanos, and this building needed extensive work and hundreds of thousands of dollars in renovations. They had to pull out the flooring. They had to really almost gut the place. It took way longer than expected, so we filed an amended application. We have a proposed menu. This is a probably different menu than you're used to because it's extremely specific as to what the ingredients are and how it is prepared. And that's because this is a menu that was meant for the health department. So at the last minute, I asked them for a menu. They're not open yet.
Ours is
You're going to have to be sworn in if we're going to talk. Sorry.
Yes, no problem.
Does he want to start? Go ahead. Swear him in.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm on the penalty perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
So, yeah, Mr.
Oh, it's just saying
McLaughlin.
that we're sending it to print. It's just not back from print yet.
Okay, that's fine.
So Mr. McLaughlin has worked with his father in the produce business. It's a multi-generation family business. They, like I say, both grew up in Little Italy. Mr. McLaughlin spent the first 10 years of his life there, and then he spent the time he was 20 to 30 there, and now he's returned with his family. He knows all of the neighbors in Little Italy. And for those who've been on this board, they know, and many of us who live here, they know that Little Italy is a quiet neighborhood and wishes to remain that way. So they're thrilled that they have a licensee, and two, when you count Mr. Sudano back here, who understand the neighborhood and who understand that they will provide the respect and dignity that the neighborhood requires. So that's about all I've got. It's a transfer, so.
Any questions?
No questions.
None?
Okay. Well, based on the application materials, I guess your letter, February 27th, requesting to amend the application, I guess the amended application, the evidence that you submitted today, your proffer made, and any testimony given, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premises catering.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, and also the letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and also the request for off-premise catering.
Based on the application file, proffer, and material from the attorney, I also approve to amend the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premise catering.
And thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ms.
Thank
Russell?
you.
Medical exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, menu.
Thank you.
L Bar, 737 Carroll Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership, requesting off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverage. Please come forward.
This is a Steve Fogelman day.
I know, it's a show.
That's why I got to have support. Thank you so much. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of Francisco Maldonado. I'd be happy to proffer as well.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a BD7 license. That said, Mr. Maldonado comes from food background. There's a full kitchen there, and that certainly is a big part of the business plan. Mr. Maldonado has managed at Taco Love in White Marsh. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's a really wonderful restaurant serving Mexican cuisine. He's been there from 18 to present. Prior to that, he worked at Miguel's Cochina at 1200 Stewart Street in South Baltimore, and even worked at Colada Pub over on Canton Square, not far from where I live. So he's spent the last 15 years in food, in hospitality. He's alcohol management certified. This neighborhood, it's 733 to 737 Carroll Street. It's in Pigtown. It's very close to the stadium, so he does expect some game day traffic and wants to make sure he can feed fans going to and from the stadia. He lives next door, by the way, so he has the house next door that he rents from the same landlord who owns the tavern. I believe the tavern used to be called Friends Tavern. Really quiet place, never got on my radar, never got on your radar because there were no violations, and he intends to keep it that way. So that's all I have with respect to this transfer, and happy to answer any questions.
I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions?
No alcohol awareness?
Yes, he is, and we'll make sure that his two bartenders will be as well.
Okay, I'm good, Mr. Chair.
No questions, sir.
No questions? All right. And based on the application materials, proffer made by council, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license from a secured creditor with off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and the request of off-premise catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application filed, proffer and material from the attorney, I approve the application to transfer ownership, requesting off-premise catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Good luck on this location. Thank you. Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
313 North Charles Street Food Group LLC, 313 North Charles Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership, please come forward.
Yes, you have a few more.
Just a couple more, thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman, on behalf of the applicant, Vugar Ismailov. I'll be happy to proffer on
Yes.
this one as well. This is 313 North Charles Street. Mr. Ismailov is from Azerbaijan. He has been in the restaurant business currently, but not as a licensee, with a Turkish restaurant in Northern Virginia, in Arlington, called Akira. And he is, to me, fascinating because he's made a lot of money in the food truck business, but not the food truck, selling out of a food truck, out of making food trucks, out of equipping food trucks to become food trucks. Hang on. And been very successful in that. He's excited to be a part of the Baltimore community now after being successful in Washington. The restaurant is going to mostly center on Mexican cuisine with some twists, like kimchi, a possible poke bowl, comfort food, and with a pretty reasonable price point. I'll go ahead and give you a sample menu at this time.
Thank you.
And it is a BD7, but again, every one of my clients up here will tell you, money's in the food. And he knows that. That's why he's been a part of this food truck industry and run a restaurant successfully in Northern Virginia. So with that, he is also alcohol management certified, and his staff will be as well. So I submit on that. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no questions. Any questions?
No questions.
None.
Okay. Based on application materials, proper made by council, exhibit that was given today, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material proffered from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Based on material and profit from the attorney, also approved the application to transfer ownership from this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Ms. Russell.
Michael Zippers for the record. Board Exhibit 1, menu.
Lil Phil's, 706 South Broadway, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of Mr. Fields. This is a little closer to my place, Fells Point. It's a dive bar that there's just not enough of them anymore. When I moved here 25 years ago, every bar was a dive bar. And, well, you know, so not anymore. They're becoming rarer and rarer and rarer. So here we have what's been known as a 40-seat dive bar on Broadway in the middle of Fells Point, which continues to gentrify every decade. So this one's going to gentrify a little bit. It's just part of the way we're moving. Mr. Fields is currently the city resident on this license, and the owner of this establishment died, and Mr. Fields wants to keep it going to honor his friend. Mr. Fields has incredible local pedigree and international pedigree in food and hospitality. Here, now these financial forms only ask you to go back 10 years with what you've done. He continues to work at Peter's Inn at 504 South Ann Street, which is an eclectic little place serving amazing plates. Before that, he worked at Modern Cook Shop at 901 South Wolf Street as their chef, and at Bertha's prior to that at 734 South Broadway. Outside of the scope of the 10 years at the financial form, he cooked for Life of Riley, which was the first case on your docket that was on Fairmount Street. For years, he worked at Colada Pub on the Square in Canton. He worked at Marlin Moon Grill in West Ocean City. He worked at a couple of restaurants in Puerto Rico, a restaurant in Guatemala, and a restaurant in Jordan in the Middle East. So he doesn't want to upset the apple cart too much. Phil's is a place where you got a jukebox, play pool, but it's going to be some of the best pub grub you'd ever expect to find in a small place like this. So, Mr. Fields, it's nothing against Cisco or those food trucks that you see out in front of all of these establishments, but he believes that everything should be fresh, that everything should be made from scratch, down to the pickles, down to the dips. Even his wings are going to be duck wings. He says he doesn't want to take anything out of a bag. Everything's going to be, nothing's going to be frozen. Everything's going to be fresh. He's got crispy chicken thighs, ropa vieja, which is old rags in Spanish. It's a thick stew. He's got fish, consomme, a little different than what you'd expect to a place that you go in for pool league. So we're pretty excited about what he wants to do there at 706 South Broadway.
How many people are going to be working there?
I think 4, total 4.
I'd say total,
Go ahead.
possibly about 10 employees.
Yes, like that.
Swear or affirm that kind of like perjure that the answers that you give and things that may be true, no truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
So 4 people.
So I will require a little bit of security on the weekend. I have 2 guys in the house already that have done it before for the same business for the last 10 years. Keeping them on We're gonna have about 4 bartenders. Besides the way it's been run before, I'll be in the kitchen, and a little bit of support staff on top of it. So we're going from probably 6 to 10 to 12 employees.
Okay, that was my next question. You're going to be in the kitchen, right? Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Capacity, I don't want to look it up. What's your
It's tiny.
38 right now,
38.
plus 6 outdoor.
It's old school.
It's a small area, yeah.
Yep.
You have any questions?
No questions.
No questions? That's good. Based on the application materials, the menu that was submitted today, properly made by council, and statement made by the applicant, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service. Good luck.
Based on the application filed, proffered by the attorney, and the little additive by the owner, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service.
Seems like it's going to be a nice place, so good luck.
Excited about it. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Russell.
Small
Mike
enough
Exhibits
not
for the
to
record,
cause you
Board
any
Exhibit
hardship.
1 menu.
Spirits of Mount Vernon, 900 North Charles Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Abraham Hurdle on behalf of Spirits of Mount Vernon. I believe we're calling it 900 North Charles Operating LLC as the entity in question, if I may proffer.
Yes, go ahead.
This is an in-location transfer of a BD7 with live entertainment and outdoor table service. It's a staple of the community. I do have a letter of support from the community. I have 3 copies for the board. One for Ms. Stacy, as well as copies of the MOU from the community. Operations plan to be very similar to what is existing there now, except hopefully better. In terms of staffing, they plan to keep all of the existing staff in place. Their operations will, again, be roughly similar. I think the one thing that we missed on the application was delivery, which I've been reminded by the seller numerous times about, but it is something we can just pick up at the liquor board. Ultimately, at the end, we pick up the license. Does the board have any questions?
So, according to the MOU, I guess the closing time is 12 a.m.
And I'm not sure that the current operations are even open that late by any means, and I don't know that they plan to be open that late on a regular basis. It's just something that gives them a little more flexibility.
Okay. And I guess we don't have any opposition, just the community
It
seems
was a
like.
pleasure to work with Jack Dana,
Yeah.
as always.
It's good that you guys work together and work with the community, so we were good today. Any questions?
No questions.
Do you have any questions?
None.
Okay. Based on the application materials, the proffer made by council, the exhibits entered today, and subject to the MOU as enforceable by law, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, support from the community, and also the MOU, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Based on the application filed, proffered by the attorney, also the material passed out by the attorney, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Thank you so much. Good luck with everything. Ms.
Good luck.
Russell.
Mike Exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, letter of support from Mount Vernon Belvedere Association, and Board Exhibit 2, MOU.
Francesca's Empanada Cafe, 428 South Highland Avenue. Class B beer and light wine license, application to transfer ownership and location of a Class B beer wine license presently located within Cross Street Market to 428 South Highland Avenue, requesting outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
For the record, Melvin J. Kaninsky, representing the applicants in this case. I'm just going to give you a little words of a break.
Good morning again.
If I may, proper, and I know Mr. Rice is going to remain. Now, this was, license was in the Cross Street Market, Big Jim's Deli.
Yes.
This Miss Anna had, and was on life support trying to, get somebody to purchase the license. Ms. Nunez owns Francesca's Empanadas right off of Highland Avenue, and we were able to get the Senate bill passed where they could transfer the license there and had the approval from the people down the street, which was the Hollandtown group and also the church, because they're within 300 feet of the church. So we understand if the board grants the approval that we have to wait for the governor to sign the bill and the effective date of the bill, which could be July, I think. So they understand that, and she's a former licensee on Wise Avenue. The time we filed that she was on license, she's off the license now, so if you remember the rules and regulations, other liquor boards been at this location for about 4 years. It's a smallish, seats about 30 or 40 people. It's outdoor dining, has a nice, everybody seems to be impressed with menus, so I'm also going to follow suit. Second verse saves the first. And she'll make sure that any of the people that will be serving, it's only here in light wine, with the alcohol certified, and she's alcohol certified for being a license in Baltimore County.
So you said she understands that if we do approve it, the license can't be picked up until like July 1st, we
Right,
believe.
and because that's when, and most of the time, there's 2 different times they have it, they're effective, but I think we all agree that it's going to be July 1st, but we'll follow along on it.
Okay, all right. No questions?
No questions.
No.
Okay, based on the application materials, proffer made by council, the exhibit, the menu that was given to us today, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership and location of this Class B beer and light wine license presently located within Cross Street Market to 428 South Highland Avenue, requesting outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and location of a Class B beer wine license presently located within the Cross Street Market to 428 South Highland Avenue, also requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application file, proffer given by the attorney, material passed out, I also approve the application to transfer ownership and location of a Class B beer and light wine presently located at Cross Street Market to 428 South Highland Avenue, requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, Ms. Russell.
Take exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1,
Missed
menu.
something on that.
I apologize in advance if I mispronounce the name of this establishment. La Calle, 623 South Broadway, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request to add outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the licensee and Madam Deputy Executive Secretary, perfecto, as we say. So, La Calle it is. Come on up, Mr. Sandoval.
Is this going to be a proffer also?
It is, and in fact, it's just outdoor table proffer for an existing establishment. Some of you may know Mr. Sandoval from La Calle when it was at 10 South Street, which was right around the corner from the liquor board when it was at 231 East Baltimore Street. He's been open at the new location on Broadway since about 8 months, so probably since August. He was at 10 South Street for 5 years prior to that with no problems whatsoever. He's been well received by the Fells Point neighbors, been a licensee, like I say, for almost 6 years with no violations. His brother, Augustine, is the bar manager. Everybody is tip certified. I think I have, he actually brought them all for me. And I don't know if you've got a copy of the menu, but I'd be happy to put one into evidence. It's, you know, that, and the seating chart, I assume all that is already in there. Okay, great. So he's going to have, you know, the seating chart shows 6 four-tops. That's his original plan. He talked about maybe you might have to pare that down to 5 four-tops outside. Yeah, a good guy, and everybody likes outdoor dining. So we will hope that you will grant this request.
Okay, any questions?
No questions.
None.
Questions, okay. Based on the application and proffer made by council, I vote to approve this addition to the license, outdoor table service to this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material and proffer from the attorney provided today, I also vote to approve the request to add outdoor table service. Good luck.
Based on the application filed, proffered by the attorney, and material issued, I also approve the request to add outdoor table service.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Russell.
No exhibits for the record.
Moving into 180-day hardship extensions, Mobtown Ballroom, 861 Washington Boulevard, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license request for a hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-2202. Please come forward.
Good afternoon for the last time, Stephen W. Fogelman. Thank you. Mr. Seguin is not here. I'm here in his stead. This is a wonderful part of Big Town, Mobtown Ballroom, which you might remember from a couple months ago. You approved a transfer to send that business to North Avenue. Their lease, they would have stayed. Their lease expired at the end of October. They served their last alcoholic beverage on Halloween, and so September 30th, 23. So we thought we had a buyer to take this BD7 to another part of the legislative district, but that deal fell through. We have a letter of intent with a new buyer who's right around the corner for a very exciting project in that neighborhood. So we expect that there will be a liquor license transfer application filed in the next 60 days with respect to the Big Town location.
Okay. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, based on, Mr. Fogelman, your letter of March 20th, 2024, I vote to approve this request for hardship extension of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. 180-day extension.
Yes, based on material and proffer in the letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension of 180 days.
Based on the application filed, letter of request from the attorney, I also approve the request for a hardship extension of 180 days.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know
Good to
you're
see you
busy
all.
today.
Take
Nice to
care.
see you.
No exhibits for the record.
Okay.
Spare Parts, 2600 North Howard Street, Suite 1000, Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a hardship extension under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-2202. Please come forward.
Good morning, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg Martin. On behalf of the applicant, I'm joined by our individual licensee, Thibaut Manikin.
Good morning.
With your permission, I'll proceed by way of a proffer. This is relatively straightforward. Mr. Manikin is a representative of the licensee entity, which is the landlord at this property. They had a retail operation there, a little general store that unfortunately went out of business in September. They closed up. We've been looking for a new tenant. We have not yet identified a new tenant to operate here, but we are optimistic that we will find one within the next 180 days. And so for those reasons, we are respectfully requesting the 180-day extension.
Okay, that's great. No questions from me.
No questions.
None.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Based on your, March 4, 2024 letter, I vote to approve this request for hardship extension of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license for 180 days.
Yes, based on materials, letter, and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension of 180 days.
Based on the request for the attorney, requesting a 180 days hardship extension, I also approve the request for hardship extension of 180 days.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
No exhibits for the record.
Moving into 90-day transfer hardship extensions, Wells CRP Building LLC, 2 East Wells Street, Suite 116, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705, little b. Please come forward.
How you doing? Good morning.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Joseph R. Woolman, Silverman Thompson, on behalf of the licensee, David Stilverman, who's not here with me today. I'm here in his stead. This is also a relatively straightforward matter from the hardship request standpoint, so I'd request to respectfully proffer if that would please the board.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is actually an establishment that's currently operating, so we don't have a situation where it's closed. This is a transfer that was approved all the way back in September of 2023. My client is actually the landlord and owner of the building. I was involved in a rezoning of that property. That's how I got involved. We've been working with the South Baltimore Neighborhood Association, trying to come up with a solution to some issues at the establishment. That is one of the reasons it's taken a while to get to the completion of the transfer itself. Another big reason, and really the real reason we're here, is the state has recently initiated a new tax portal for new sales and use tax licenses. We've had all kinds of issues with that. I've got email upon email here, including one recently in March, where we've had difficulty getting that completed. We should have it done any week now, so we expect the transfer and the new license to be issued very shortly. Those really are the two reasons it's taken a little bit longer than we expected. For that, we request respectfully the hardship.
Okay, no questions from me. Any questions?
No questions.
No questions? Okay, based on your March 18th, 2024 letter, I vote to approve this request for a transfer hardship extension for 90 days of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on materials and letter and proffer from your attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the letter proffered by the attorney, I also approve the request for a transfer hardship extension for 180 days.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
No exhibits for the record.
Fayette Liquor Plus, 1434 East Fayette Street. Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705, little b. Please come forward.
Mr. Hurdle?
Abraham Hurdle on behalf of Fayette Liquor Plus. The licensee is behind me. We've had some issues with permitting, health department, other inspections. We're trying to get everything resolved. We anticipate that should be resolved in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we look forward to completing the transfer.
Okay, no questions from me?
No questions.
None.
All right, based on your March 25th letter, I vote to approve this request for transfer hardship extension of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license for 90 days.
Yes, based on materials, letter, and proffer from your attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer or hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the proffer from the attorney in the March 25th letter, I also approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you so much.
Macio's, 1924 through 26 North Monroe Street. Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705, little b. Please come forward.
Good morning. Identify yourself.
Yes,
What's your name?
Juanita Bass.
Okay, what's your name?
Reverend Keith Bailey, President of Fulton Heights Community Association, under the umbrella of Greater Mondawmin Coordinating Council.
Okay, could you guys please raise your right hand?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, Ms. Bass, you submitted a letter for requesting a hardship. Can you explain to us what's going on?
We have to complete some more permit and sales and use tax, getting our stuff straight, so it should be straight within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so 90 days is enough time for you to get everything together? All right. Any questions?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, are you related to Cornell Bass?
You know, that's my dad.
Oh, okay.
All right. Any questions?
None. Way to go.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you for submitting the letter. Based on your letter of March the 19th, 2024, I vote to approve this request for a hardship extension of your Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and letter from licensee, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the letter received March 19th, 24, I also, in your statements, I also approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Good luck on getting everything done.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right.
No
Ms.
exhibits for the
Russell.
record.
All right, thank you.
2908 O'Donnell Street LLC, 2908 O'Donnell Street, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705, little b. Please come forward.
Good morning again, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg Martin. On behalf of the applicant, I'm joined by Michelle Barnes, who is our individual licensee. Proceed by way of proffer.
Proffer's fine.
Fabulous. You may recall this license application, the board approved it in September to transfer ownership of the restaurant license. It's at Cowboy Row on O'Donnell Square in Canton. As part of that process, we obviously have to get all new permits, and we discovered once we applied for a new use and occupancy permit that there are a number of things that are not up to code. And so we've been working on getting those things repaired and getting the inspections done, but it's taken longer than we thought it was going to. So we are optimistic that we'll be able to open soon, but we're not quite going to make it by the 180 days. So we are requesting the additional 90-day extension.
Okay, no questions from me.
No
questions.
No questions? Okay. Based on your colleagues, I think Drew sent the letter, right?
Yeah.
Your colleague's letter of February 21st, 2024, and the proffer made today by council, I vote to approve this request to transfer hardship extension of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials, letter, and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the letter dated February 21, 2024, proffered by the attorney, I also approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
No exhibits for the record.
Final item on the docket, a request to reopen One Stop Shop Liquor, 4905 Frankfurt Avenue, Class A beer, wine, and liquor license. Request to reopen under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and the Cannabis Article, Section 12-2203, wherein the licensed premises has been closed for at least 3 consecutive months. Please come forward.
Abraham Hurd on behalf of Sahani Inc., if I may proffer.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, just one thing I wanted to just bring to the board's attention. I don't know that this was, it may have been my mistake. It happens on occasion. I think the paperwork indicates that Mr. Pushpa is 100% owner, when I believe it's Mr. Sahani is the 100% owner. And not a big issue. My client brought it to my attention, and I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention very briefly.
Deputy Executive Secretary, is that an issue?
It's something I'm happy to address. My client just asked me to mention it on the record. Yeah.
You can clean it up.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine, but we need to.
Yeah, we'll follow up. Yeah,
Follow up,
and again, I think
It's on the
it's a simple
record.
typo,
It's
yeah.
noted.
Yes.
I still have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Sahani, I think you have to do a background check. Do he qualify to own a liquor license in Baltimore City?
Yeah, well, right now, this issue has nothing to do with the ownership. Today's
Fine, then
issue,
I'm
sorry, and I
good.
apologize. Today's issue, it was something that was brought to my attention, and I was asked to bring it up, that's all. The location in question suffered a fire, I believe it was 3 or 4 months ago. Given the timeline as to how long they were closed, we felt it was in the best interest, after speaking to some people at the liquor board, to file the request to reopen. There's been some confusion with the location. The location is ready to open. I know the liquor board's policies, they want places to be imminently available. My understanding from the client is that it's a week, maybe week and a half for them to be open and ready to go. I believe they have all their inspections. They've informed me that their trader's license is up to date and ready to go.
Okay, all right. Any questions?
No questions.
None.
No questions? Okay, based on your letter of February 26, 2024, I vote to approve the request to reopen this location and make use of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials, letter, and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to request to reopen.
Based on the letters, the letter and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request to reopen this premises.
Thank you so much. And good
Thank you,
luck.
Commissioners. May
No
we be
exhibits
excused?
for the record.
I think that's the last item on the docket, is that correct?
It is. There being no further business before this board, the board is in recess until Thursday, April 25th, 2024, at 10:30 a.m. We are adjourned, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
I just-